An old grumpy owl lived a peaceful, solitary life inside his cozy home in the heart of a majestic oak tree. His absolute favorite thing was to put on his headphones, sip his warm herbal tea, and read his book in peace. One bright morning, a cheerful family of squirrels moved into the large, empty hollow right on the opposite branch. The lively squirrels quickly tidied up the branch and built themselves a lovely, bustling new home. The grumpy owl peered out of his window and muttered angrily, "My precious peace is going to be completely ruined." The next morning, just as the owl poured his tea, there came a sudden, sharp knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. A sweet little squirrel stood at the door, holding out an empty basket and offering a joyful, bright smile.
Merhaba baykuş, amacım seni rahatsız
The squirrel said, "We are making a wonderful nut butter. Could we please borrow a little bit of your honey?" The owl frowned furiously and snapped, "I have no honey
Beni
at all,"
yalnız bırak.
before slamming the door right in the squirrel's face. Muttering to himself, the grumpy owl returned to his chair. But the squirrels were certainly not going to give up. A few hours later, the door was knocked enthusiastically again. The owl stormed over and flew it open in a rage. This time, another squirrel asked, "Could we possibly borrow your small hand saw to trim back some branches?" The owl gritted his teeth and snarled, "I don't have a saw," before shutting the heavy door
Bu
with a
sincaplardan
thunderous
kurtulamayacak
bang.
mıyım ben?
When the door knocked yet again in the late afternoon, the owl lost his temper and stomped furiously to the threshold. The squirrels said gleefully, "We are going to watch the fireflies dance tonight. Would you like to come along?" The owl shouted, "I like my loneliness. Just leave me alone,"
Yalnız kalmayı
and locked the wooden door tightly from the inside. Saddened by his harsh words, the little squirrels returned to their nest and never visited the old owl again. Days passed by, and silence finally returned to the forest. Yet the owl's home now felt incredibly cold and empty. Instead of resting the grumpy owl, the profound silence inside the house was beginning to freeze his lonely heart. The owl looked out the window. The squirrels were happily playing games together on the sunlit opposite branch. For the very first time, a strange bitterness and a deep sense of loneliness completely filled the old owl's heart. Right at that moment, a large dry leaf gently slid inside through the tiny crack underneath his wooden front door. On the leaf was a colorful picture drawn by the squirrels, showing them all happily having fun together with him. Underneath, it read, "If you ever get lonely, our door is open. We saved some sweet nut butter for you, neighbor." The owl stared at the drawing for a long time, feeling all the grumpy ice inside his heart instantly melt away. He quickly prepared his basket, packing it full of delicious acorns, golden honey, and fresh wild forest berries. He knocked on the squirrel's door with excitement. When it opened, they all let out a joyful cheer of delight. That night he laughed a lot, ate sweet nut butter, and watched the magical fireflies dance with his new friends. Though being alone can be restful at times, sharing life with loved ones is always the greatest happiness of all. True friendship and a warm neighborly bond will always succeed in softening even the hardest of hearts with love.